I got to a point in my life where I got tired. So I'm getting on the plane, right? And I'm walking all the way to the back like I got to move so they can get to the bathroom. I'm saying to myself, like, why I got to keep passing first class? Like, why can't I never sit in first class? Like, I'm not envious of nobody. I'm not jealous. Like, I'm not trying to be like nobody. I'm just like wondering, like, why I got to keep passing first class? Like, what's going to happen one day where I can sit in first class? Like, why am I not in first class? Like, why they put me all the way in the back? Like, why am I like got a 4-hour layover when they fly me from here to there to here to get back to here? I'm like, why can't I just fly straight? Why am I not in the 5-star hotel with the concierge? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I get a concierge? Why can't I get the place with the bread? Like, why is his wife driving the European vehicle and my wife? I got tired. I said, one day I'm gonna fly first class. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't even like into that like y'all think, right? But I just love when my whole family, we all sitting in first class. And where I come from, we don't fly first class. Now my whole family flying first. They like, which, Mr. Tommy, this is the premiere. You might be in the net. I'm like, no, we in this section right here. I'm not like caught up into that kind of stuff. I'm grateful that my wife can finally sit in first class and get a meal. My children are in first class and this is not a standard. I'm grateful that my son is going to college and he doesn't have to take out a loan. I got tired. I got tired of being like giving 70 and 80% and not living the way I wanted to live. And this guy got tired. He started crying. He like, yo, Shaq is winning. I see the Spurs winning. I see Chauncey Billups with his new team. I see other people winning and I'm not winning and I want to be a winner and I'm tired. And I got tired, y'all, so I did something about it. I woke up every day and started grinding. I was tired. I was tired looking at my wife. My wife was looking at homes. She looked at a home that was like $50 million. Like, what you looking at a $50 million house for? She like, goals. I'm like, what kind of goals? She like, you're going to have to work a little harder. Like my wife is not on that. Like she used to be cheap. She want to hold on every dime. Now she talking about living in $50 million homes? What happened? I started giving 120. And so my wife started giving 120. She got on that new drug and she changed her diet. And now we working out every day and it's a whole new swag. So I need y'all to do me a huge favor. I need you to get tired. You in this room, you feeling me like, yo, eat real. I'm doing the 70. I know I got 120 in me. I'm doing the 80 as a real estate. Like for real, you in real estate, right? And you looking at other people like, why they getting those checks? And like you think they're human, just like for real. Do you know what bothered me the most? Is that there were humans that was doing this. For real, that's what bothered me the most. What bothered me the most was like, yo, I'm walking past first class. It wasn't robots in first class. There were other humans in first class. I'm like, they human beings in first class like me. Like I'm looking at these homes like, yo, they just drove in. That's another human. What's the difference between my man and me? The effort that he gives, the information that he has, the effort that he gives, the information that he has, the effort that he gives. Yep, and what I discovered, I'm gonna get off of this, but what I discovered was that you don't have to be born in a certain neighborhood. You don't have to be born in a certain family. You don't have to have a certain socioeconomic status. It only takes one thing to get what you see other people have that you want, and it's called effort.
People want to know how to stop the laziness and they want to know how to stop the procrastination. They have some idea in their head, you know, some kind of a vision of what they want to do. Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? And I have a very simple answer for that. here and now. That's it. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? Where do you start? You start right here. And when do you start? You start right now. The idea isn't going to execute itself. And the book isn't going to write itself. And the weights out in the gym, they're not going to move themselves. You have to do it, and you have to do it now.
Success and average don't have nothing to do with each other. So you can't say you want to be successful. You can't say there's certain dreams and goals, there are things you want to have and things you want to be if you are still average. I want you to embrace the fact that success is never on discount. Listen to me very closely. You have to understand that it is never on discount. Your mama can't pay for it for you. Your daddy can't give it to you. If you're going to be successful, you have to understand that there are no discounts to success. Only grind, only hard work, only perseverance. Your success has to be handcrafted. Your success, you got to go all in. Your success, you got to give 120%. Look, you can have it. You can't have it, but you have to understand, if you're going to be great, you got to pay a price. Sweat, blood, tears. Deep down inside, people are not happy with. People are not comfortable with. People can't stand average. I'm telling you to be great, because when you're great, you attract great. When you're average, you attract average. Some of y'all, you lying to yourself. You say you want to be great. You say you want to get to the next level. You say you want to be dominant on that field. You talk too much. Shut up, get in the lab, and let's go to work. I need you to be faithful over few. I need you to grind. I need you to grind every single opportunity you get, every chance you get. And I need you to grind on the little stuff. I need you to grind on the little stuff. I need you to grind on the little stuff. You cannot be average any longer. Why? Because average attracts average.
There's a lot of very, very smart people out there on Facebook and all over social media. And for the things that I say or make y'all aware of that y'all already know, it'll have a little effect on you, but not much, because you already know it. But there's a whole lot of people out here that are smart, talented, beautiful people with beautiful intentions towards others. And they don't have a sense of direction, which means you want to walk, you want to do this, you're excited about the opportunity to do that, but you don't know the first step and how to go about it. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be able to survive and provide for their families.
Don't tolerate behavior. You get what you tolerate. Don't tolerate behavior from other human beings that you personally would not want for yourself. If you can remember when you're in the middle of somebody bullying you or somebody attacking you or somebody stealing your stuff or somebody trying to humiliate you, that you're more than this moment, that this feels like the worst experience in your life, but someday you'll look back on this and you will either laugh or you'll be proud of who you've become if you don't let this moment control you. You're more than anything that could ever happen to you. You're more than anything anybody could ever do to you.
But a lot of us just don't know how to process or understand a lot of things that seem to be out of their control. I feel very vulnerable when something is going wrong and I don't understand why. And so when I pray, I ask God to continue to send me clarity so that he can reveal things to me, because your heart is affected by things that feels like you have no control. So you can't be stressed, depressed, miserable, or frustrated about things that you have clarity over.
You don't have time to be thinking about them. You don't have time to be concentrating on them. You don't have a lot of time. You only got 24 hours. So all of your energy needs to go into your goals.
How easy is it to get up in the morning when you know you're not doing all that it takes? It's not very easy at all. You can just lay there awake thinking, oh, what's a few more minutes in bed? It won't matter much anyway. Wrong. It does matter. It will matter. Now, how easy is it to get up in the morning when you're pouring it on, doing the best you can, anxious to get going, make progress toward your dreams? It's a whole different story. When you're resting to renew your reserves, it's much different than resting to avoid your day. Your successes fuel your ambition. Your successes give you extra energy. Your successes pave the way for more successes. It's the snowball effect. With one success, you're excited to meet another, and another, and another. And pretty soon, the disciplines that were so difficult in the beginning, the disciplines that got you going, are now part of your philosophy. How do you know when you're successful? Do you have to be a millionaire? No. All we ask of you is that you earn all you possibly can. If you earn $10,000 a year and that's the best you can do, that's enough. God and everything else will see to it that you're okay. The key is to just do the best you can. If it's $10,000 a year, wonderful. It doesn't matter $10,000 a year or $1 million a year. It doesn't matter as long as you've done the best you possibly can. Most people just try to get through the day, never writing anything down, never keeping track of their progress along the way, never really knowing if they are doing all they can to reach their goals, to drive their ambition. You need to write down everything that may be relevant in your day. What you did, who you saw, what you felt, how it may or may not affect you now and in the future.
Any behavior pattern that you repeat can take over. Self-doubt, worry, procrastination, fear. Those are all thinking patterns that are habits. You're actually not a worrier. You have a habit of worrying. You're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. Big difference. And when you understand that any behavior pattern, whether it is a thinking pattern like you doubt yourself all the time, or whether it's a behavior pattern like you drink too much or you snap at your kids, we spend way too much time trying to focus on manipulating how we feel and not enough time practicing the skills of controlling your behavior and your thoughts. You don't make decisions with your goals. You don't make decisions with your prefrontal cortex. You don't make decisions with logic. Do you know how we make decisions? We make decisions with feelings. You cannot control how you feel. You cannot control what triggers you. You think that you need to feel confident or courageous in order to get started. You don't. You actually just have to start, and that's the riddle of life. You actually have to learn how to push yourself. You have to learn how to leverage the power of your decisions, and you've got to learn how to take action when you don't feel like it. If you accept the fact that you may never feel ready and you may never feel motivated and you may never feel confident, and that's okay, but you can still push yourself forward. What happens over time is as you start to see yourself becoming the person that takes action and the kind of person that speaks even though your voice is shaking. You're the kind of person that has a bias toward moving instead of a bias toward thinking. Guess what happens? You build the skill of confidence and courage. Confidence is the willingness to try. That's all that it is. Knowing that you may succeed or survive, but you'll still try.
Listen to me, a true hunter, watch me. A true hunter is wired differently. He's wired differently. Doesn't have the same makeup. Listen to me, what makes a gazelle is how he's wired. When a lion sees a gazelle and the gazelle sees the lion, both beasts see each other at the exact same time. When the gazelle sees the lion because of how he's wired, he automatically, fear takes over. When the lion sees a gazelle, he lights up. It's showtime. The hunt is on. This is what I was made for. And if you ever studied a lion in his natural environment, watch this, guys. If an animal is wounded, the lion won't even do what? Won't attack. Right? For real, there's some of you, there are opportunities that you're like, it's too difficult, it's too hard, nobody can do it. You're not wired properly. A lion welcomes the challenge. As a matter of fact, they don't get excited unless it is a challenge. They're wired differently. The gazelle immediately, when the gazelle immediately sees the lion, the first thing it thinks about is, let's go. First thing the lion does is like, let's eat. So you gotta do me a huge favor. If you're gonna get to a certain level, you gotta welcome it. So everybody's like, E.T., man, you're just so positive. Everything in your life, man, you just got it going on. I'm a real lion, and with a real lion, you'll never know what's going on in my life because I'm a lion, and under every single circumstance, I'm a lion. So I lost 5 aunts to cancer in the last 6 years. I lost 2 last year, lion, still TGIM, still. No, actually, my aunt's death made me go and do TGIM like I never did it before. Most of you heard the mixtape, not even a year ago, went to the doctor's office with my wife. Look, guys, you always know something's wrong when it takes your physician like 45 minutes to 50 to come in, like doesn't take that long. Physician comes in, puts up the x-ray, shows my wife, points to the brain, and said, we found 7 lesions on your brain. I'm a lion. My wife looked at the doctor looked at my wife looked at me. I'm like, I don't have 7 lesions on my brain. Why is my wife looking at me? Because she's like, you a lion. And you're gonna be able to tell me if I can get through this or not. So my wife looks at me. I'll be honest with you guys, when they first told her she had 7 lesions on the brain, she didn't break a sweat, but then they said, you're gonna have to stop working until we find out what it is. And she said, how long? I said, 3 months, 6 months. She said, I gotta stop working because she's a beast. So the disease didn't bother her, but the fact that you can't hunt anymore, that bothered her. So my wife looks at me and says, no words, but she kind of looks at me like, okay, this is terrible. We've been together since we were 16. You've helped me to get out of everything. What now? I said, we can, we will, we must. We got a son graduating from college. You need to be there. We got a daughter that's going to finish high school in 2 years. You need to be there. You can get through this. Oh, I'm wired differently. I didn't start crying. I didn't say, why me? Why my wife? I'm doing good to the world. I'm not hurting anybody. Why me? I'm wired differently. A t-shirt came from it. A video came from it that has over 1 million hits that inspired people called what? I can, I will, I must. Turn it into a t-shirt. We turn tragedy into triumph. That's what lions do. Lions don't cry. Lions don't give up. Lions don't quit. Lions hunt. That's what we do for a living. And if you are a true lion, it does not make a difference what the circumstances is. So what? We're in a recession. We made more money in a recession than we've ever made before. As a matter of fact, it was the recession that birthed us. Listen to me very closely. If you're going to walk 3 years, Glenn said it, 3 years, that dream that you have, that money that you want, if you're going to make it happen, you're going to have to be wired differently.